Today we're going to look at some problems where place value may come in handy to help us find the answer to the problem. This problem says, what is the smallest three-digit number that can be made with these numbers? We have the number 4, the number 6, and the number 2. So we have to figure out what's the smallest number we could make using all of these digits here. Now, what do we already know about three-digit numbers? They have a number in the hundreds position, a number in the tens position, and a number in the ones position. So they have three positions. Okay, so we need to put these numbers into the hundreds, tens, and ones column. But we want to make the smallest number possible. So let's start by deciding which one of these numbers we should put into the hundreds column if we're making the smallest number possible. 2 is the smallest number out of those three, so it would go into the hundreds column. So we're looking at a number that has 200 in it. Okay, let's look at our remaining numbers. We have 4 and 6. Let's figure out what number we should put into the tens column. Remember, if we want to make the smallest number possible, we need to choose the smallest number out of these two to put into the tens column. So that would be the 4. So now we know our number is going to be 240 something. What number are we going to put into the ones column? The 6, that's right. So the smallest possible number that we could make from 6, 4 and 2 is 246. Now it's your turn. This one says, what is the biggest three-digit number that can be made with these numbers? We have 2, 7 and 8. So now this time we're thinking about the biggest number, not the smallest, the biggest. So I want you to pause this, and on a bit of paper I want you to figure out what is the biggest number you can make using those three numbers there. Then we'll come back and check. Okay, let's see how you went. So we know three-digit numbers have a number in the hundreds position, a number in the tens position, and a number in the ones position. Now we want to make the biggest number. So let's start in the hundreds column again and decide what number out of these three is the biggest? 2, 7 or 8? Hopefully you chose the number 8 to put into the hundreds column. So let's write 8 in there. So we know it's going to be 800 and something. All right, let's have a look at the tens column now. What is the next biggest number? We have 2 and 7 left. I hope that you chose the number 7 to put into your tens column. So let's write that in there. So it's going to be 870, and the last number left is 2. So hopefully you wrote in 2 in the ones column, and the number you came up with was 872. Now I have a problem for you where you will need to make up as many numbers as you can using these three digits. Max found the passcode for his computer ripped up on the floor. What are all the possible passcodes for Max's computer? So here are the bits of scrap paper that he found scrunched up on the floor. One has a 5 on it, one has a 7, and one has a 3. He has no idea what order these numbers go in for his passcode. So on a bit of paper, you're going to pause this video and you're going to come up with all the possible answers for Max's passcode. Okay, tick yours off as we go. Here are all the possible passcodes that Max could use to get into his computer. So of course, we could start with 573, or 537, 753, 735, or it could be 357 or 375. 5. Did you come up with all of those answers? Wait a minute. Max found another clue about his passcode from his diary. Can you figure out what his passcode is? Here's the clue here, and it says it's the biggest number you can make. Alright, so have another look at your list of numbers. Okay, here are all the possibilities we came up with before. So using this clue here, it's the biggest number you can make. Have a look at those numbers and figure out what is his passcode. Okay, what did you come up with? I will show you how I figured out what the answer is. If it's the biggest number I can make, I'm going to look for the one that has the biggest number in the hundreds position. So that would be, well, it's not 5, so these two say 5. Can't be those. 3, can't be those. It'd have to be one of these. These both start with the number 7. So now I need to look across into the next column and figure out which number is bigger. Is it 753 or 735? I know that 5 is bigger than 3. So that leads me to my answer. So the passcode for Max's computer is 753. Is that what you got? Here is another problem where we need to know a little bit about place value to solve the problem. Claire had to give a customer $320. How many $100 notes, $10 notes, and $1 coins does she need? So we need to make $320. So let's just write that as a number in hundreds, tens, and ones. So how many hundreds in this number? Look at the position. 3. How many tens? Look at the position. 2. How many ones? 0. Now I want you to pause and I want you to draw on a bit of paper how many $100 notes, how many $10 notes, and how many $1 coins Claire would need to give this customer. Then come back and check your answer. Let's see how you went. So if you look here at our hundreds, tens, and ones, you should have pulled out 3 hundreds. 1, 2, 3. Let me count that. 100, 200, 300. And it says 2 tens. So 1, 2, 10, 20. And it says 0, 1. So we don't need any dollar coins. So that here is 320. And that's what Claire would need to give the customer. Now you're going to look back at the wiki and see what practice tasks you need to do for problem solving. Well done.